Processing and cooking. Let's get started. One thing we always want to make sure we do is practice safe firearm handling. So always make sure the barrel of the gun is pointed in a safe direction. Eye protection, ear protection. Treat any firearm as if it's loaded, and don't point it at anything you don't want to put a hole in, is what it comes down to. Be sure of your target. A lot of states have blaze orange requirements. So make sure you have that. Check your local regulations. Read the brochures. Here in Florida, not all weapons are allowed on all management areas at all times. So just reread the brochures. Make sure you know your local laws and regulations. Practice firearm safety and enjoy your hunting. As far as seasons and bag limits go, here in Florida, it's 12 squirrels per day with a possession limit of 24 squirrels. Be sure to check your local regulations. Our season this year runs October 10th through March 7th. But again, that's Florida specific, and some states have longer seasons, some states have shorter seasons. The important thing is check your local regulations. Yeah, squirrel. Hunt him up. Yeah, squirrel. Right here we have a great example of squirrel habitat. We got multiple hardwoods, side creek with water, and you can see around the bottom of the tree where it's been scratched up. All the acorns are dropping. There's new acorns and old acorns. So lots of really good activity and sign down around here. They like to hop in these high branches in between these trees and go from the nesting tree over to the feeding tree. And I'll generally try to listen for nuts either hitting the ground or hitting the palmettos on the way down, or listening and hearing them jump between the branches and catching the movement from that 9 times out of 10 is the way I'm going to know they're there. And then you just slip really quietly through the woods, maybe 40 yards at a time, take a seat, stop, look, and listen. Get up, slip through the woods, stop, look, and listen. And just look for the multiple species of hardwoods. Here we got some sweet gums, we got some oaks, there's a mulberry tree over there behind us. So it's a good area where squirrels want to be. So that's where you want to be. See if I can get him on a call. Fetch. 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 Hold it. Hold. Hold. So for archery hunting, we use a small game point. It's got these little wire grippers on the end that are angled, and they'll actually grab the fur, hold onto it, and spin it. They work really good for squirrels and rabbits. Blunt force. Sometimes I'll use a .22 revolver. Really enjoy this one. Makes it a little more challenging. This one has iron sights, but some of the newer ones you can actually get optics or a red dot on. So it's a pretty popular weapon to use. Good, affordable, entry level. And then we have a .22 rifle, which is also another great entry level when there's not that much tree cover, which in Florida you can see we're pretty green year round, so it's not really a great option for us in most of the spots we hunt, but for the guys up north and out west, you have those optics, you have that longer range, you go for more accurate shots. Personally, I like to use this single shot 410. I can walk around with a shell in my hand, slip it in when I need to take one shot. It's nice and easy to know that the firearm is safe because I can visibly see it unloaded. But it's a great round for down here. This is number 6, which is typically what I use, 6, 7, or 7.5. Same thing, 20 gauge over under. This is actually the gun that my wife uses to hunt. This is hers. 20 gauge is a little larger, a little more kick, but it's still friendly, good entry level round. It's got a little more range, a little more knockdown power. Again, I like the over under. I can walk around and see that it's unloaded. This is a 12 gauge. This is all around. If I had to choose one gun to hunt with in the state of Florida for everything, this would be it. So I carry this a lot. But again, larger gauge, a little more kick. It's going to have a little more range, a little more knockdown power than any of the other ones. So lots of options for squirrel hunting. This is the Benchmade Meat Crafter. Great new knife. I cut a lot of meat, hundreds of pounds a week. I have a small processing operation here. It's a great knife. It's pretty close in shape to my everyday, what was my everyday user knife, until I got this one. It's nice and strong. It's got a good flex to it. It's the right length. It feels great in the hand. Very responsive. I put it through deer, hogs, chickens, turkeys. I'm about to put it through some squirrel here all in the last couple weeks, and it's done great. The way I like to do it, get some skin off the back, straight down through, and then you're going to take the skin around to the belly, not puncturing the guts. Get your 2 fingers in there each side. Like so. Right apart. It's probably not a very good one. Grab down underneath the tail, move all the skin off the legs. You can see we got this one in the gut, but we'll take care of that later. And we kind of took the front end cleaned off with that number 6 shot. We can get in there and clean that up if we need to. See, I shattered a little bit of the bone, so we don't want that in there. We'll just go ahead and root. Dog. We'll clean this one up inside. There's the skin, so that's one. All right, for tail skidding, as it's called in some circles, you're going to go ahead and take right into the tail. Make an incision right through the tail. You're going to go ahead and take that little flap. Get yourself something to hold on to. Right down with your boot. Straight off. And then you just do the same thing to the other side that we did to the last one. Which is remove the skin on the hindquarters. So we got one skin, make an incision right up. I like to cut through the breastbone. That's going to open the cavity where you'll be able to see the intestines, the liver, heart, all the way up to the esophagus and trachea. You're going to pull that out. The top. And then that's going to be able to come all the way down. You get the lungs out. Pull straight down. And you're going to make sure that cavity down there is also clean. And there we go. There's the skinned, gutted, ready to be quartered squirrel. One unique thing about a squirrel is their rear legs, what would be their knee joint, can rotate 180 degrees. So when they're climbing down a tree, it helps them hold on. So they can go up and down with that and rotate complete 180 degrees, just like that. So start by disjoining the arms and the legs. So these small bones will sometimes get in if you braise it. But you're basically just looking for the articulation of the joint and cut right through it. So from here, you got saddle, hind legs, and the front legs. Typically make a cut right above the spine. You can actually take your thumb and break it, make that cut. Same thing right below the arms, right where the ribs end, make that cut, another piece. And then right at the arms. Easily jointed squirrel. The head can be used for stock. Not much meat on the ribs, but they can be thrown on the grill too. I'm actually going to take and split this down the middle, right down the spine. So this is going to go in the marinade. It is a whiskey vinegar mignonette. Now I'll sit in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. Have a Eastern Gray Squirrel with a whiskey vinegar mignonette. So season the squirrel and then just plain flour, eggs and milk, and then flour mixed with breadcrumbs. Like to fry a mix of peanut oil and rendered lard at around 375 preferred temperature. One of the biggest things to remember about wild game, squirrels especially, is it's really easy to overcook it. So you don't want to overcook it. That's when you run into problems of it being tough and chewy. You've seen 2 preparations here today. There's lots of other ways to do it. There's no right way to do it. The only wrong way to do it is making it inedible. So have a good time, experiment. Again, just season it the way you want it. It's a highly versatile protein. It's very underused. It can be used in soups and stews, and we've done spring rolls with it before. Fried, baked, broiled, sous vide. There's so many different applications and uses for it. So just have fun, be creative, and enjoy.